planet Earth needs our help. Climate change is threatening the survival of many animals we love.
Africa's wild elephants. Tigers in India.
Turtles in Australia.
Monarch butterflies in Mexico.
Bees in the UK. And here in the Arctic, the wonderful walrus. So we're exploring what we can all do to help. 6 kids on 5 continents with one mission: to save our wildlife. Hello, my name's Aneeshwar and I'm 8 years old. And I made it my mission to highlight what's happening to our world. This is the Arctic at the top of our planet. And I've come here because this place is on the front line of our fight against climate change. Temperatures here are rising faster than anywhere else on Earth. And because of that, the ice is melting and turning to water. For the wildlife that lives here, it means a daily battle for survival. So let's get going! I'm setting off from the port of Longyearbyen, which is the closest town to the North Pole. And it doesn't take long before we get our first sighting of some wildlife. Look, over there! A humpback whale! One of the largest animals on the planet! I can't believe how lucky we are to see this! Oh, we're getting a tail! Woo! I'm really quite emotional about it. I'm really happy. But I've got to remember the main reason I'm here is to look out for walrus. And actually, it's something we all can do. WWF is asking us all to be walrus detectives using our computers or tablets. So what exactly are you asking people to do?
Walrus are big, powerful animals, but they're also increasingly vulnerable to the climate crisis. So we need to better understand walrus in order to safeguard them into the future. But that's a really, really difficult thing to do because the Arctic is vast, it's remote. So that's why we think using satellite pictures taken from 400 miles up in the sky, can help us to better understand walrus and predict them into the future.
Okay, it sounds cool, but what do we have to do?
Well, if you log on to the Walrus from Space platform on the WWF website with your parents, you can search for walrus in hundreds of thousands of pictures of the Arctic coastline.
Can you show me how it works?
Sure, well here you see a picture, and in the top left-hand corner of this image, you've got a small brown blob. Well, those are actually walrus. So once we find all the pictures with walrus, then we'll count them. But every now and again we go out and we do field work and we fly drones over the walrus to make sure that our counts are really accurate and we can help to protect these animals into the future.
Look over there! They're walruses! They are huge! I'm so happy I've seen such large and wonderful creatures. I love their adorable little eyes. To tell me more about them, I've arranged a chat with one of the world-leading experts in polar wildlife.
And do you see their different colors? It's because they're molting their hair.
Are you worried what climate change might do to these beautiful walrus?
I am. I truly am. Because all of the animals that I have spent my whole life working on live in sea ice. And the sea ice is disappearing. And although a lot of people don't understand how important that is, think about the rainforest. If there's no rainforest, there's no rainforest animals, right?
Yes.
If there's no sea ice, there's no sea ice animals.
That's completely true.
They need their home, just like any animal does.
So is there a danger that they could become extinct?
Definitely, because they're having to spend more time on shore. And on shore, they're much more easily preyed upon by polar bears. Walruses and polar bears are arch enemies, and polar bears generally win.
But isn't it true that the walrus population around here has been going up?
Yeah, it's been going up for decades now. They became protected in 1952 after they'd been hunted very, very heavily. But after 1952, no one is allowed to kill them, and they've started to do better.
It's great to hear that walrus in this part of the Arctic are protected. They're such lovely and sociable creatures. Look how they're huddling together. I'd have loved to stay with these walrus for longer, but it was time for us to move on. And in the days to come, we even got to see some puffins. They're ahead! Puffins! They are one of my favourite birds, and I actually seen them in the UK. How cool is that? Just like walrus, puffins are also under threat from climate change, so getting to see them like this in their natural habitat could soon become very rare. It's been so special for me seeing the wildlife in this beautiful but fragile place. Of course, it makes me sad that climate change could eventually push these animals towards extinction. But perhaps if we all play our part to look after our planet, we can make a real difference. And these wonderful creatures can go on living here for many years to come. Well, that's it from this special program in the Arctic. The truth is, it's us humans who've put these majestic animals at risk. But we also have the power to save them from extinction. So let's all do our bit to fight the climate crisis and save our wildlife!